Hi, everyone. Today I'll be sharing a profound understanding I've gained about the consciousness event, the rising that occurred to me in 1997, and the significance of its implications for the potential emergence of non-human intelligence on Earth in the near future. Now, importantly, I'm imprinted with its future importance. This formula articulated today was part of the download given to me when I saw the future city in 2016. It's an imprint designed to connect the rising that occurred in 1997, and its relevance, for me, can't be understated. I don't like playing prophet, so could this information be metaphorical? Possibly, but it wouldn't make sense to me if that's all it was. From my experience, the formula I provide today will be needed by humans to engage with the phenomenon as it becomes visible with an impacting presence on our planet/realm. Without it, I believe there will be problems. So treat the information as you desire. This presentation is a bridge of information that has taken me quite a while to articulate. This deep dive I've been doing into my contact events actually helped me understand this picture. So I think that this line from Albert Einstein says it all. If you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it well enough. For those following my story, you might have noticed I myself have had trouble articulating what exactly the rising was. I have long described it by the effects it had and simply how the entities described it, which was discovering my soul. But now I understand it was the culmination of four core ideas or concepts that I believe are going to be needed with the arrival of NHI. So the first, total and complete fearlessness in your heart. And the total absence of fear is bliss. But how? How do you have that? Through total and complete detachment from all things: money, friends, family, careers, jobs, and humanness, which we'll get into. But how do you have that? Recognizing or understanding God is all things, you are God, and you are a creator being manifesting reality with thought and being. The universe is a hologram. And how do you have that? Through Bhakti, the desire to experience God, the desire to know God. So each of these lead into the other. Now, how was I experiencing this state during the rising? Don't forget, the aliens helped me with this by creating the dimensional body and putting it in me in my fifth contact event. Now, to explain some of these, right at the time in 1997, as referred to in my book, I wanted to know God. I had this desire in me, and the HG book had me wanting to know God. It framed it that way. So this is how it manifested throughout my contact events. What I can only call the Deva state. So this is what the white room was. When in the white room, my completed state of consciousness contained a unity with the craft and a one with God-like experience. My mind let go, abandoning its ego, as it reorientated to its true identity, which was actually the energized heart. Feeling one with my environment, experiencing it as conscious, simultaneously with the mind letting go to the heart, created an experience of complete fearlessness. This is what HG were all about. This is what triggered the rising at its peak. This was the completed self in my eighth contact event. And this is also what I tried living while traveling. This is exactly what my guru lived, my guru taught, and my guru embodied. Gurus are Bhagavans, which means lover of life. The Bhagavad Gita, which is the song of the lover of life. My guru taught me about love. He loved unconditionally, and he was able to do that because he had no fear in his heart. This is what you need to be in this city. And this is why I call it the Enlightened city. This is what people will need in their dimensional state as well. This is the state of the hybrids. This is the state that will be needed when the entities come. And I'm convinced of it. I'm born into it. It's part of my conditioning. So let's describe these. Bhakti. So Bhakti, you have to want to build that connection with God, that state of surrender. Bhakti is a Sanskrit term. It's not a human concept, it is a human word that I feel perfectly describes what is needed in the mind to achieve this Deva state. That state that is your origin, and Bhakti is the means that successfully weaves through the conditioned resistance in the brain and mind. Bhakti, though meaning devotion or worship, is that open-hearted love for life. Surrendering to love is the means to break through the lifelong conditioning of the mind that seeks to self-individuate. It includes that soul-bearing experience when you come face to face with God, face to face with yourself. It's that self and near-death experiences when one is ripped from their body and realizes they are much more than they thought they were, grander and connected. Try closing your eyes now and drum up God within. Just say it. God, 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 right? Say, I want to experience God. You might actually feel something inside your heart. To achieve that Deva state, we are looking for that experience of one-to-one with God. Now you are God. This experience comes from a deeply embedded knowing, surety, and trust that our consciousness is and is one with God, and for that reason, also connected to the universe around us. This acknowledgement makes consciousness more powerful than the physical matter in our reality. And therefore, the physical universe we see is only a reflection of that consciousness. There's a switch that occurs in the mind with this perspective, that the world around you is an illusion, and consciousness is more real than the illusion of the physical matter and objects around us. And therefore, everything being consciousness is within us. Everything is within you. You are a creator being, manifesting reality with thought and being. The universe, therefore, is a hologram. So through our ability to create synchronicities, miracles, through willpower known as visioning, we experience the truest and ultimate freedom we seek. Freedom from the physical. In this state, we embody this same level of fearlessness and complete abandonment to the heart that I experienced in the White Room. That is the Deva state. One of the most important things to understand when you are detached, you don't create thought forms. You stop creating thoughts about the things in your environment. You let things exist objectively, and this frees up your energy. Now, the extra depth that HG talked about, that presently I find fascinating, that I tried to live while traveling and blocked out because it was traumatizing, was being detached from my humanness. What we don't understand is our ideas about being human impact our ability to experience this type of depth. We carry a subconscious layer created from our socialization from youth, which creates our social attachments that play out in everyday interactions with individuals. It's extreme in the max and traumatized me, but it did add to the depth of the experience and appeared to play a role in the closeness of the entities with me in the year 1998, the year I tried to maximize this detachment from my humanness. And fearlessness, total and complete fearlessness in your heart. In the total absence of fear is bliss. It was unconscious loving in this total love state. In the absence of fear in the heart is a love higher than human love, a place of total love, a love that is unconditional and always available. True love cannot contain fear. Traveling was all about approaching fearlessness. For me, this is the highest spiritual state for humans. This is what I call the Deva state without really having any other words for it. This is the greatest definition of freedom. Everything else is a bondage of your mind. And also, the Deva state is transformational. With the Deva state, your body transforms. My guru's irises are white. He is resilient to heat and cold. His body has changed, which is why disciples eat prasad, offering of food from the guru. I've seen him night after night get 3 hours of sleep. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna calls Arjuna Gurikesha, which means conqueror of sleep. My body changed from the rising, from the Deva state. I saw the cells of my body with the spirit body, the light body in them, with golden white light. This is how you open the third eye. This is how you create a gene activation. My body healed quickly and was sensitive to processed foods in this state. I saw the cells of my body glowing with golden light. It was incredible. And it's in all of you. Everything I'm talking about is within everyone. The Deva state is hard to achieve, and even if it is achieved, it is hard to hold. You can spend lifetimes trying to master it. If we used an analogy of a school, we could say the Deva state is how one gets into the school. And it is my personal opinion that no one on earth is in the school, except for those earth masters, of which I believe there are not many. Dabbling in spirituality does not put you into the school, and I'd say we all dabble. The beings, these entities, comparably, are PhDs with a profound understanding of timelines, time bending, simulation creation, the science of life's birth and death cycles, and whatever other dimensions remain beyond our comprehension that they interact in. This is my personal objective experience of the scales of consciousness that we are dealing with here. The Deva state is the doorway into the school. If this pairing up with a city and the rising is a metaphor, then I'm still convinced it's important to be in this state around the entities. At some point, I've said in the past, you don't have to be enlightened to get in the city, but you have to want to be. And that's what's going on here. I believe they have tech to help us get into this state. Ocean of the mind type tech to assist with attachments, and the white room to assist with a unity state. And if there is a dimensional shift in the environment, like I was shown in my 24th contact event, I'm certain this Deva state is who we need to be to function in it properly. Otherwise, I was recently shown humans will have to be shielded from the effects of this dimension. These are all the things that the entities are communicating to me, right? And you have to ask with curiosity, why would they do that unless there was some type of truth to things here? Think about it. Attachments in the mind produce fears, which creates thinking, images, and imprints that get projected outwards in a telepathic environment. And I'm convinced entities who are sensitive to these things don't want to be around that. Recall in a previous video from another contactee in John Mack's book that fear obstructs telepathic communication with the entities. This is what the white room automatically did to me with the entities. It removed my fear of them. We definitely need to remove fear from our hearts to function properly in their world. So for me personally, this is the practice. Surrender, you are God, you create reality, learning detachment in all its forms, and being fearless. All my abilities come from this state. My sight, past life awareness, being able to speak to those who have passed on, and being able to feel and read people. It was in this state my visions also quickly manifested. I never associated having any abilities before this event, before the rising. And I make the link because I know my guru operates from this state and I've seen his powers and his abilities. And it's because he operates from this Deva state. So that's it, everybody. I hope you found this helpful. Bye for now.